Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. In the last part, side quests, including a lot of chickens. And in this part, some more side quests, but also some plot. Now, we're here back at the Battle Square, because it's time for me to get some more rewards from this. This is what Cloud's looking like, because as usual, I'm bringing only him into this, but I should also note that in between parts, I grinded the Chocobo racing a bit more with CL to get some hero drinks. I have a total of 8 right now. That's for something else in a couple of parts.
What do you mean? You can get 99 easy.
Without doing the cloning glitch.
Oh, it's not fun that way.
Yeah, I know it's not, but I wanted to do it legitimately.
What do you mean the developers didn't intend to have you get 99 hero drinks with a glitch? What do you mean? They didn't take it out in the Steam version.
No, they did not. Now, we're back here in the Battle Square, but the main reason I'm here is just because, at this point, the prices have been lowered to such an amount that we can get Cloud's level 4 limit break with decently low enough BP. As for my setup, you just saw it there, but in case you want it repeated, where is that in these notes? Is that right here? Contain with added effect, death blow with added cut, counter, long range, restore enemy skill. That's basically all we're gonna need, but I would recommend just taking things carefully. Still try to get some materia breaking pieces, just because having your materia broken gives you the most BP. And you want to look out for one particular enemy in this. I think it can show up at this point. It might not be until Disc 3, though. There is one enemy that can show up, I believe is the final encounter in this, that can potentially just eject you from the encounter in total.
Oh, yeah.
And that sucks. We'll be seeing that enemy later this very part, but I forget if it can show up here at this point.
I believe it does not. I think that's a Disc 3 thing.
Alright, so at this point, I grinded up to around 8,500, roughly, battle points. So I can go over to the next page and get Omnislash eventually. Oh wait, I just realized this is after the first encounter. I need to get a couple more. I also potentially want to get W summon, but I don't need to, because I have another way to use that later on anyway.
Imagine having W summon Knights of the Round.
As for what W summon does, it allows you to do 2 summons in a row. There's a couple of materia like that, and we'll be getting them all throughout the game. Think of them as lesser Quadra Magics. But now I have Cloud's level 4 limit break. That's the Battle Square done mostly forever. We'll be visiting it one more time later on. And at this point, we are heading over to a completely new area. Over here towards Cosmo Canyon, you may have been able to see it later on. There's a pyramid on top of this particular cliff. With a Gold Chocobo, you can reach this and enter it. Welcome to the Ancient Forest. There is another way to enter this place later on, but for right now, this is the only way we can get in.
Because, Chocobo.
Because we can climb the walls. Now, the Ancient Forest, I believe, was originally supposed to be an area you went through during the storyline, but for now, it isn't. The entire gimmick of this place revolves around frogs and bugs. You put frogs in certain plants to jump, you feed certain things bugs to make them close, so on and so forth. It's a big management game of figuring out what to do where. It's probably the most puzzle-based area in the entire game. It also has a lot of unique encounters, such as Diablo here. 4,000 HP, 1,100 gil, 70 AP, 1,100 XP, and 1,100 gil. Takes no damage from fire and ice, so you need to watch out for that, but it doesn't steal or drop anything.
Next to it is Rilfsack. Excuse me, that took me a second to say. 2,000 HP, 1,000 EXP, 70 AP, and 900 gil. It is immune to Earth, because I believe they are actually levitating. And they drop X potions. And they can also blood suck for, I believe, HP?
I think the really annoying thing about Rilfsacks is that they are the most dodgy enemy in the game. There is a specific thing programmed with them where they'll dodge like 85 or something % of the time.
Yeah, their evasion is really high.
So that could be... I think what you're technically supposed to do is just use magic to kill them, but I'm stubborn. Until I'm not. Just use Magic Breath or Beta to take them out. Don't bother physically attacking. Now, there is one particular encounter here in the Ancient Forest that is completely dummied out, but is still technically fightable through something else in Disc 3. You're originally supposed to be able to fight Ochus in this area, but they're completely absent in the final game. So that's a Final Fantasy staple that's completely missing.
I think it's very interesting because Ochus are a staple in the Final Fantasy series, and you only see Ochus in the Battle Square.
Yeah, I think... Actually, is that their only appearance in the PlayStation trilogy? Because I don't recall them being in 8. Are they in 9?
They are in 9, yes.
Okay, they are? Okay. I couldn't remember. There's a lot of time I can't remember 9's enemies just because I don't commit too many of them to memory until I'm playing it. The only one that ever pops out of my...
9 doesn't exactly have the most memorable enemies in it, I think.
The only ones that come into my head are that weird sand golem at Clara and the zombie whale, because that thing scared the shit out of me when I first played the game.
I never ran into the zombie whale when I was little, so I forgot all about it at one point.
There is a lot of managing bug. Go ahead.
I also got stuck here all the time. I got stuck in the ancient... I still get stuck in the Ancient Forest very often.
This place is very... not cryptic, but very trial and error with its puzzle solving a lot of the time. Especially because there's sometimes where you can't tell when you can or can't jump to something. This is very much kind of a black sheep of an area in the game, honestly, just because of how different it is compared to everything else. Like, yeah, you can jump up to that, even though it doesn't look like you'd be able to by most standards. You can use both the frogs and the bugs as bait, but the biggest difference is that the bugs are one use, whereas the frogs can be used infinitely. There's also some, I think there's at least 2 beehives, like the one on the top left of the screen, that you need to use to get certain items.
Yeah.
I should note, though, just because of where this place is, this place is entirely optional, and even though there's good rewards for it, if you don't want to go through it, you don't have to.
I feel like the rewards are too good to pass up, to be honest. I always come here, even no matter how annoying and convoluted and horrible it is for me.
The 3 items I come here for are the thing at the very end, the slash all material we just got there, which basically makes every physical attack multi-target, and one thing on the upper layer, because once we jump up here, oh no, it's in the next area, we eventually head up to an upper layer of the jungle.
I think this was the worst room, I believe this was the worst room for me because I forgot about that little cave right there.
This room also requires a lot more horizontal thinking than some of the others, because you need to backtrack a bit farther than most of them. I recommend turning on, in this screen, the little arrow pointer above you by pressing the select button, because otherwise it's kind of hard to tell where you can go. For instance, you can come down here and get the Minerva Band, which I believe is actually the Minerva Bustier. I believe that's a piece of
and it's female only, and it has really good stats.
Yep. I forget if I ever put it on someone.
Championship belt's better anyways.
Yeah, the championship belt, I believe, is better, and there's one other piece of equipment that I'm looking at and salivating at as the best equipment in the game to me. But we can't get that for another 3 parts? Maybe? Yeah.
There's not much to say about the Ancient Forest apart from it's just kind of confusing.
Yeah, it's very much... Because I think every game has that, or at least every Final Fantasy has that one area that's just really annoying. This is this game's. And thankfully, it's entirely optional, but I compare this to... Ooh, what's that area for me in 9? Pandemonium caused me some issues early on, but nowadays not so much. Oh, Ibsen's Castle.
Oh, Imson's Castle.
I hate that place. I hate that place so much. Oh, we also get the Typhoon materia. That's a summon materia, but for people who've played Final Fantasy VI, you remember that character more as Chupon.
Oh, God.
That is Ultros's buddy.
Chupon is... Yeah.
I believe that's a wind elemental summon, but I forget if it actually is.
I believe it is wind elemental. I think you're right about that one.
Now, this is what I meant by having to keep in mind some more of the left to right, because we need to go all the way back towards the start for this. Ow, ow, ow. I got swallowed by the plant, and that does some damage. I forget how much it does. Because we need to go all the way to the left to get another thing to head all the way back to the right if we want to get all the items here. I do kind of admire this area for one thing, though, and then I think it's the only completely optional area in the game that's like a total area on its own, not just like one of the side quest relevant stuff like Chocobo quests.
Yeah.
I kind of wish this game had more of that. I think the only Final Fantasy on the PlayStation that really has areas like that that are like notable in number are maybe 9. 8 doesn't have that many. The only one that comes to mind with 8 is the area where you fight all the Tonberries, and I think you get Odin there.
Disintegration.
This is Chupon. Yeah, that looks mid-elemental. Because once the games hit 3D, partially just because they had to be a bit more focused with how things were, the side areas started to decrease in number. Like, I can only think of one side area in total well, no, 2 areas in 10. Because 10 has the place where you get Yojimbo and the place where you fight Omega Weapon. Or is it Ultimate Weapon?
Omega Weapon.
I forget which one it is.
I believe.
Yeah, the Omega Root, because the
also,
goddamn Marlboro menaces.
I wish that Typhon's summon ability was called Sneeze.
No, that gives me bad flashbacks to the Colosseum. Ugh. And our ultimate reward for the Ancient Forest is the Apocalypse, a weapon for Cloud and one of the 2 weapons in the game that has triple materia growth.
Yeah, it's one of 2, right?
Yeah, the only other one we actually get both this very part. Not too many materia slots on it, 3 completely unlinked ones, but still that triple materia growth makes it good if you want to grind for some mastered materia. If for some reason you want to save the Chocobo side quest until after you go to the Ancient Forest, you're going to be waiting a bit, don't get me wrong, but yeah, that'd be a good way to get the gil for it. And with that, we're out of that area. Now we're back at Junon, because it's time for us to progress with plot. We need to head to the underwater reactor, and if you forget where it was, because it's been a bit since I was mentioned, it's near Junon. And this is what everyone's looking like.
This part of the game I actually really enjoyed. It wasn't so much Junon itself, but what came right after.
I like this part because it leads into one of my favorite songs in the game, because a certain area we're going to be accessing soon has such a calming musical track to it. But we've actually technically seen the way to go to where we have to go beforehand. I think if you talk to everyone in Junon ahead of time, you can actually figure out about this place ahead of time. But in between the 2 halves of Junon, you might recall there's a little hallway that has an alarm you can trigger to fight some disc 2 or 3 enemies early on. We need to head over there. Also, one of the few times I can think of where the game outright implements an FMV over behind the characters. 9 did that really well, and it does it a lot.
Also, yeah, this song is really good.
Yeah, and thankfully it's not the other theme that we associate with Junon.
That we heard way too much.
Yeah, something seems different here. It's probably nothing. Junon on its own, though, hasn't changed too much. The shops have more inventory, obviously, as most of them do, I believe, but there's nothing of real use to us at this point here. If you didn't pick up the enemy skill materia here earlier for some reason, you could get it, but I'd recommend grabbing that then anyway. Alright, show us how hard you trained.
Ha!
Apparently not very hard. But yeah, this is the way to the underwater reactor, and you can still trigger that alarm over here to access some enemies if you want to. It's not as good of a level grinding technique as it was earlier in the game, but it's there. Whoa, don't even talk about that. And now we get to fight, I believe these are submarine crew.
These are my enemies, as I recall. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we actually missed an
I
enemy
think we
back
did
in the
miss an
forest,
enemy.
but oh
So
well.
1500 HP for these guys, 850 XP, 80 AP, 500 gil, no elemental weaknesses, and you can steal 8-inch cannons, which I believe are the strongest throw weapon in the game. And you can also they also drop Shinra Beta, which is a pretty good, pretty good.
The enemy I think we missed, I may have accidentally edited out the battle for all I know. It's the Epionus. It's a bird-looking enemy in the ancient forest.
Oh, we were talking about something over it. I believe that's what happened.
Oh, wait, you know what? That may have been what I was fighting. Yeah, either way. That's our fault. Oh, well. 1800 HP, 950 experience points, 1500 gil, 70 AP. The only thing that's really notable about it is that I can drop a wizard bracelet. Or no, you can steal wizard bracelets from it. And that is a decent piece of armor because it gives magic plus 20. And now we got slaloms. These have 1600 HP, 700 experience points, 70 AP, 1500 gil. You can steal smoke bombs, or they can drop deadly waste, or you can morph them into high potions. They aren't weak to electricity, oddly enough, but they can poison you with their smog attack, or they can inflict darkness with it. I believe these are the enemies you can run into if you turn on the alarm. Believe.
This place.
Oh, hello, reused assets. I'm very fond of this section of the game, though, because I think this is where, after the fairly slow pace of the start of Disc 2, this is where it really picks up. The latter half of Disc 2 is really good.
I actually really like how open world Disc 2 is. So much more of the world is open to you.
But so much of it does not have anything to do in it. And I love the way this place looks.
Why are you searching for it?
Welcome to the Tunnel to the Underwater Reaction. We get some unique fish miles here. Because I need to fight this thing. Meet the ghost ship.
The ghost ship is the worst enemy in the game. The only enemy, mind you, that can kill Sephiroth. It's the only one. There is a glitch about that. 6600 HP, 1600 XP, 2000 gil, half damage from water and immune to earth. It drops Phoenix Downs, it morphs into a guidebook, which is something you need for a side quest.
Which is the reason I'm fighting it.
You can steal Phoenix Downs, and the dangerous thing about it is that it has an ability called Go and I, and Go and I is an insta-kill on anyone it hits. Because it ejects them out of the battle.
Yeah, it just basically grabs you with its ore and then flings you out of the battle. In Disc 3, you can encounter that thing in the battle square. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Just kill it before it does anything.
Thankfully, it's the only area in the game you can encounter it as a natural encounter. And, yeah, what Kenny means by killing Sephiroth. I remember back in Disc 1 during the Nibelheim flashback, Sephiroth was a guest party member there. If you hack him into your party, he's still invincible. Except to Go and I. Go and I will still take him out. So, be careful. Ooh, I like that red one. Got some submarines in the background. The red one, what if it goes 3 times faster? And here we got 2 new enemies. First off, we have the Senior Grunt. That has 2600 HP, 930 experience points, 90 AP, 800 gil, no elemental weaknesses, but it takes half damage from water. But it has nothing to steal or drop.
The enemy next to it is called the Gun Carrier, 3400 HP, 860 XP, 75 AP, 1600 gil, no elemental weaknesses except for, actually, wait. It is weak to thunder, takes double damage, it drops S-mines, which are, I believe, the second most powerful throwing weapon, or, like, cannon-related thing. Nothing too special about him.
They drop decent gil, though, for this point in the game. And then we got the Hard Attacker. Not Heart Attacker, Hard. 2500 HP, 750 experience points, 58 AP, 600 gil. Takes half damage from fire and water, so you want to watch out for that. But otherwise, it doesn't have anything to steal. It can drop Molotovs, but otherwise it just tries to physically attack you. I don't even think it's oil attack. Doesn't any notable anything. I think what I find notable about this place is that it's the first time we see a lot of these encounter models since Midgar. Like actually, no, I think that is the last time we saw some of these machine types, isn't it?
Yes.
And plus, you get to hear the Mako reactor theme for the first time in a while. I love this theme. I mean, yeah, you can hear it anytime you want, the Corel reactor, but like, look, we're like inside a reactor. It's like part 1 all over again. I can just see Biggs, Jesse, and Wedge running around, not pancaked. There is another unique encounter down here, though.
Yeah. This is the underwater MP. It's not magic points, unfortunately. Yeah. It is 1000 HP, 820 experience, 80 AP, 600 gil. No elemental weaknesses. You can steal Shinra Alpha from them, which is better than the Shinra Beta, but I don't remember what the stats are that it provides.
The Shinra Alpha, I believe, is a pretty good one, but I don't think it has any notable special things. If I'm recalling correctly, I think it has some good materia slots. I'm thinking like 3 sets of 2 links.
Yeah.
But otherwise, nothing too special. Probably some good defense, but otherwise, yeah. It's better than the Shinra Beta, but the Shinra Beta you could also get in this very area, because you can get that from the submarine crew, from them dropping it. Or you could just steal it from some Marines. Alright, I'm guessing this is where the huge materia is. Because remember, that's the plotline we're on right now. And that looks like a claw.
Oh.
The claw.
Yeah. There's one reason why I hate this place. Well, actually 2 reasons. The ghost ship and also, one other thing.
That we're about to see very shortly. And I know exactly why you're saying it, because everyone hates that thing.
Yeah, it's...
Especially speedruns, from what I've heard. I'm giving it the meanest look there on the left. Also, hi, Reno. We kind of want that red materia. Can you give it to us? Come on, man. We're cool, right? You scratch my back, I stab your boss in the back. I mean, come on.
Help load.
We're
not helping you load anything.
Yeah, wrong people, buddy.
Red is in pounce mode. He is ready.
Yeah, what's it gonna be, Reno? Come on, man. Come on, Quentin Flynn. Come on. But no, he's sicking his little friend there on us. Oh boy. This is the Carry Armor, one of the worst bosses in the game. 24,000 HP, 2,800 experience points, 240 AP, 4,000 gil, weak to lightning but takes no damage from poison or gravity. It'll drop the God's Hand upon defeat, which is a pretty decent weapon for Tifa. But the thing is about this boss is its arms are also technically enemies. And they can grab your party members, removing them from the battle. And essentially think of them as the pyramids from the Reno fight back in Midgar. However, it also has a lapis laser, I believe is the name of the account.
It does 1,000 to the entire group. And if you're doing a basic run, that's about how much HP you'll have.
That is extraordinarily devastating. In speedruns, they hate that because that's basically how much HP they have. The arms themselves can be taken out with enough damage. I'd recommend trying for that because it is a machine type enemy, therefore you get the double damage. But you just need to be really careful in this fight. I still have trouble with this fight to this day. If you're not careful, this can spell game over. Thankfully, there's also a thing with some other fights. If you killed the central body, the arms are also taken care of, so you don't need to worry about the arms surviving too long. There is a weird glitch with this fight that I'm aware of, though, due to the... Have we talked about Lucky Sevens that much before? I think we talked about it at least once.
We talked about it, like, once, from what I recall.
If a character gets put into Lucky Sevens while they're being held by an arm, they'll still go into the status, but it completely glitches out everything visually. I think there's also another thing related to one of Ketchi's limit breaks.
Yeah.
And Quadra Magic as well. Where apparently if you use Quadramagic and Ultima in the right way, you can freeze the game.
This fight is so horrible.
This fight just sucks. I forget how much HP the arms have. It's gotta be probably around 3,000, I would estimate. Don't be surprised if you lose some characters in this fight, though, because its high damage output, even with Big Guard, isn't going to be helping you too much. My base strategy, Magic Hammer early on can be good for stopping some of its attacks, but Big Guard and Ultimate Quadramagic is just going to be your best way, same with Magic Breath. If you have Mime on your party, I recommend bringing that in for some free Quadramagic Ultimas. I just got Tifa back up. Oh. Oh. Holy shit.
Here we are.
That's why you fear the carry armor, people.
Yeah, for simplicity's sake. Simplicity's sake. Oh.
Well, the carry armor's dead, but the submarine's kind of out of there.
Oh, this is a lot of yikes.
Yep. But there are some more things we can grab here. First off, there is the Battle Trumpet. That is a weapon for Ketchi that I don't care about because it's for Ketchi.
Nobody... It's sad. Nobody likes Ketchi, but there's a good reason for it. Also, can we just pay attention to the fact that these guys are running in place?
Yeah, I guess they're having trouble getting in. But there are two more things. There's the Scimitar. That is a weapon for Sid. That is the other weapon that has triple materia growth on its slots. As well as the Leviathan scales. I'm not sure if you can actually come back to get these if you miss them, so make sure you grab them now.
Yeah, those are important for one area and one area only.
Yeah, one room even, not even one area. And we've been there before. We'll be taking care of that, I think, this very part. But for now, let's infiltrate this submarine so we can hopefully chase down that other one. I'm not sure how we would know how to pilot a submarine, but it's probably not that different from a plane.
Oh. I had so much trouble with this on console, and then I did it on the Steam version and got it first try.
This is a minigame I've gotten better at as time has gone. Also, do you recognize these three? It's the guards from when we first reached Junon that we practiced with. You know what? You guys are funny. You get to live. Although I find it weird when he says that we're going to take them prisoner, but then Cloud does this. I think they're implying that Cloud, now that he's himself again, is actually fairly prone to motion sickness. But that line's always felt weird. Either way, now we gotta chase down the other submarine, and this is going to entail a very quick minigame where we have to just kind of shoot down the enemy one. And my best advice for that is just hold down the triangle button to, I believe, move forward and spam the attack button. We're gonna be able to play this next minigame at the Gold Saucer, and there's actually a lot of different scenarios that version has. A lot of different simulations of different battles, and I think you get some guard pluses or something for that, but guard sources rather, but it's not notable. I'm not going to go for them at all. So yeah, hold up, and I believe X to move forward, and then mash the triangle button or so whenever you're within range, and hopefully you'll take it down quickly.
This one's easier than... I think there's two versions of this that you can do. This is easier. There's two of these missions, if I recall correctly.
I think you're right. It can be that quick, but if you're pretty slow in the uptake, that can take a couple minutes. But with that, the huge materia is out of Shinra's grasp because the submarine that had it shrunk, and now we permanently have their submarine. I assume we just let those three go elsewhere, because we never seen them again after this from memory. Port number 2? Number 2. Okay, so they're trying to talk to us through the radio. What's up, Shinra HQ? Next mission, go to Junon. So they're going to transfer the other huge materia that they already have, which I believe is the one from the Nibelheim reactor, through the airport, so we should probably head back to Junon and take care of that. And they immediately take us back up. Oh, hi, CL. But yeah, now we have the submarine, which allows us to go around the central bay between the continents. I'm going to go immediately back under. First off, I love the underwater theme.
Yes, it's really good. I love the underwater
However...
theme. Also, you see that little thing?
Fear it.
You see that little thingy over there? Stay away from it.
Fear it.
I mean, you can. If you can fight it now if you want. It's a death sentence.
You can run into that thing very easily.
Nice river of sticks.
However,
or
if
rather,
you stay...
river twigs.
Yeah, I of course had to use that theme. It's a reference to my Crisis Core LP. But if you stay at the maximum altitude that the submarine can be, you'll never get touched by it. It can spawn in a couple different locations around here. Vacations, yeah, I wish. But yeah, oh hey, no, they're still here. Holy shit, I never noticed that. But we want to go find the red submarine because then we can get the huge materia from it.
But yeah, the reason why I like the area after... Oh, he's right there. Yeah, where he goes is complete RNG.
Yeah. Sometimes he's moving around, sometimes it's not. It's scary.
And sometimes there's one area in the game where you can go. I actually really like the place because it's super dangerous, but it's really good for limit break grinding. And also really good for EXP farming.
And sometimes it's right on top of it.
Yeah. And I actually don't think it's avoidable.
Yeah, if you want, thankfully if you want to get that thing to move, you can just unsubmerge and resubmerge for it to leave, but,
Yeah.
If you like living, don't encounter that now. You could, as Kenny said, but I don't recommend it.
It's a bad idea.
And that's, I guess, where the huge materia is. I'm surprised they didn't wait for the second one, but where are you guys going? Well, we missed that crap. Well,
we're late. This isn't good.
The train is late. What's their destination? Rocket Town. I guess they are planning to blow up meteors somehow. I guess a rocket would be the best way to do that. I guess it's our next major destination. However, there's one place I want to stop off first before we head over there. We want to head back to Wutai.
Yes.
We got those Leviathan scales a few minutes ago, and we can take use of those immediately over here as soon as we get past an encounter.
Yep, and this encounter is my only enemy for this last little bit here. This is the Foul Lander. 800 HP, 440 XP, 34 AP, 460 gil. They absorb fire. They drop lunar curtains and fire veils. You'll notice that these things are a lot weaker than what we've been facing. That's because we're a lot stronger than we were last time we came here.
Yeah, even though you can technically do the Wutai quest at any point, once you get Yuffie, you're really meant to do it when you get the Tiny Bronco. And the Leviathan scales, or the scales of the sea god as they're called here for some reason, calm down the fires here. I think Rude mentioned that when we were actually here with him earlier, and we can get a couple of things here. One is just the Oritsuru, which I think is a weapon for Cloud, or is that for Yuffie? I forget, but it's not something I like to use, so I don't use it. But the more important thing is this materia over here, Steel as well. That'll make it so that any attack you do, or any materia you link it to, rather, will also cause a Steel chance. So you could do, say...
Dude, imagine linking Ultima and Steel as well, and then you steal from all opponents. I don't think that's a thing, but it'd be cool.
I think you could actually do that with Slash All, potentially. I forget if that works, though. Either way, with that, we're going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 29, actually focus on plot the entire part instead of most of it.
It's been forever. I'm tired of side quests. Let's get to the game, please.
Woo! See you guys then.